single note, but the music gets right down into their soul. They can hear it play no matter where they go. You'd hear it too if you just listen now. Yeah, when I'm dancing, this is how I dance. Let the music move me this way, that. If you ever dance, I can appreciate that. When I'm dancing, this is how I dance. I'm alone, that's alright. I've done what I've done, it feels just fine. I can dance, my memories are all in my mind. I can take a turn in my own time. Yeah, when I'm dancing, this is how I dance. Let the music move me this way, that. If you ever dance, I can appreciate that. When I'm dancing, this is how I dance. When I'm dancing, this is how I dance. Let the music move me this way, that. If you ever dance, I can appreciate that. When I'm dancing, this is how I dance. It's not really inspired by dancing at all. It's just, it's inspired by, I see so many people like picking on other people for doing stuff that doesn't harm anybody else, like the way they dress or the way they dance or something else about them that irks some individual who hasn't got anything better to do and feels like they need to pick on that person or tell them to do something different when they're, it's not fundamental to anybody else's life, or anybody else's problem. And I can't remember exactly what spurred it. Probably something in my personal life for sure, but I've always kind of felt like that. When I was a kid, I didn't have a very fun teenager time, and I was a weirdo and kind of a geek and did my own thing. And I grew up in a small town, and people could be kind of hard on people for doing nothing more than having your hair look different, which is mystifying to me, I guess. Like, I've got a lot to do. I'm pretty busy normally. I got plenty of stuff I'm interested in. I've got plenty of stuff to keep me occupied in my life. Going outside to find someone who looks different than me and hassling them is I just don't have time for that, and I don't understand where that comes from. But so the song is kind of a lighthearted attempt to poke that around a little bit, I think. Or it's about dancing. I really don't know. I seen the sunset for the longest while at the edge of my sight. I seen the sunset for the longest while at the edge of my sight. It burned in pale fire. When the sun was gone, the fire burned on. And when the sky was finally dark and the air was quiet, the sky was finally dark and the air was quiet. And holy, the sun was gone, fire burned on. I could be anywhere The only sound is my scraping footsteps. I could be anywhere. The only sound is my scraping footsteps on the surface of the world. And when the sun was gone, fire burned on. The ground grew beneath me, I could feel it through the soles of my shoes. The ground grew beneath me, I could feel it through the soles of my shoes. It was clinging to my skin. And when the sun was gone, fire burned on. I fell and surrendered on damp fallen leaves, stared through the branches. I fell and surrendered on damp fallen leaves and stared through the branches at the sun climbing. But when the sun was gone, the fire burned on. It's called Pale Fire. I think it's about reincarnation. It's for sure about death. It started out about aliens, and I split it into two different songs because it was dumb and it was about aliens, and so it became this song, which is called Pale Fire, and then another song on the new record called Bearhead Lake is the other half of this song about aliens. And now that there's two songs, there's no aliens at all anymore. The aliens are gone. Bearhead Lake is about this beautiful state park in northern Minnesota, and Pale Fire is about reincarnation. Or not. I don't know. In this particular song, the guitar part came first, but it was totally different than what I just played. The guitar part was more upbeat. It was almost kind of a rag. And I had that, and I wanted to have that be a song. Let's do that. And so this idea about this alien invasion and abduction came to me, which was dumb. And I wrote it, and it got even dumber because suddenly it's like a full-on junk rag with, aliens dancing around in it. And I felt like I had really gone down the wrong path. And so I threw the whole thing away. I don't even know. I don't remember the music anymore that much. But some of the words were good and some of them were really dumb. So I just started taking it apart because songs are like bike parts in a shed. You can just mix and match and create something new. And it's still not really feeling done to me. The music for it definitely followed those lyrics because the lyrics felt more poem-like than melodic, So the music definitely kind of follows those lyrics, which doesn't often happen for me. So yeah, that's kind of it. Oh yeah, this is a Mule Resophonic guitar. It was made in Saginaw, Michigan. It's a wooden-bodied one, and it's right now it's kind of one of one. It's apparently, as far as I know, it's a prototype that Matt made. It has a removable hand strap that you can put on, and of course take it off when you actually want to do any kind of palm muting, which is handy. It protects the cones and goes away when you don't want it there. And I don't know. I suspect it's made out of maple. I'm not even sure. Maybe that's walnut. I don't know. Matt will know what that is, but I just got it pretty recently, and I love it, and so it's kind of become the number one guitar in my life right now.
What is it about it that you love?
Oh gosh, where do I start? The neck profile is brilliant. It's got this kind of asymmetrical neck that fits your hand shape, so it's really comfortable. It's also got a completely unradiused fingerboard, which I love because, well, for bottleneck, it makes bottleneck life a lot easier for me anyway. I like the fact that the body is a little thinner than a lot of resonator guitars. I love the fact that it's made out of wood and it's a tricone. It's got kind of a warm, round sound to it that I really like, and I've always liked resonator guitars a lot, but I've always kind of resisted how much like resonator guitars they sound, and I wanted like a little bit of that and a little bit of something else, and this guitar seems to be that sound. It's like right in there somewhere. It's kind of as resonatory as it isn't resonatory.